Hey guys, Merry Christmas to everybody. I had some requests to do a video on how I normally do my makeup every day, like start to finish, not just one thing. So I did a video, another one. So here I am again. So if you want to see a tutorial on how you can do some everyday makeup with some purple tones and pinky but neutral lips, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have nothing on my face right now, very scary, um, but I'm showing you start to finish, so that's why we're starting with a bare face. But the first thing I'm going to apply is my It Cosmetics CC Cream. Here we go. This stuff is amazing, especially for the winter because it's really hydrating for your skin. It goes on really smooth, and you don't need very much at all. It's very light wearing. It's anti-aging. It has SPF 50. I just love it. I can't say enough good things about it. So all you really need to do is put like one pump on your finger. And then the way I like to apply this is kind of just to dab it all over. And this can take the place of your moisturizer too, depending on how dry your skin is. You really necessarily don't need a foundation over it. And I actually got this technique from another YouTube makeup artist, Makeup by Tiffany D. I don't know if anyone's ever watched her, but she's amazing. And she suggested this application technique, so I tried it and I loved it. The second thing I'm going to put on is my under eye concealer because dark circles run in my family. So plus I'm a mom and I'm pregnant and I get no sleep. So this is a necessity. So I use the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. This stuff is amazing. I love Tarte to begin with just because they have a lot of more natural products, but this is really hydrating. So it doesn't turn your under eye area into crepe paper. And especially in the winter, you really want something hydrating under there. Otherwise, it can make you look older than you are. So I'm going to dab it on right under my eyes. And I apply quite a bit, as you can see. And you should use your ring fingers because those are the most delicate. They provide the most delicate touch, I guess is what I've heard. And sometimes I even bring it down almost to my cheekbone. I don't know. You probably can't do that with a lot of concealers, but I love this stuff. I feel like it works really well. So it does give you kind of like an under eye sort of sheen because it is so hydrating. So then what I do is I use this NARS product, which is the Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. And then I usually take my beloved Sephora 56 brush, and I'm just going to dab it in. And then you can just pat it very gently under your eye. That's why I love this brush, is because it's really gentle for the under eye area. And this setting powder is so light, you can't tell that you're wearing any. All it really does is cover like any unwanted shine and helps set your makeup. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my bronzer, which I'm going to do quickly because you guys know I've done a whole tutorial on that already, my first one. Hopefully you watched and liked or enjoyed it. And you can, before this step, you can apply your concealer if you have any blemishes. I do. I have plenty of blemishes because I'm pregnant and hormonal. But I don't know. I don't get too crazy over covering all my blemishes unless they're really bad. I don't know. I don't really obsess over it, so. But do whatever makes you feel good. I might put some cream on that one. That one might bug me. Okay, so just warming the face up. like I did in the last tutorial. Do that in the camera. I'm contouring my nose. And then, sorry for the sniffing, I have a little bit of congestion. And then I take, this is my concealer that I use, and I use it sometimes as a highlighter too. It's just the Neutrogena drugstore stick. This one is in Fair 01, Healthy Skin Smoothing Stick. That's what it's called. So I'm going to just apply this, I guess, to some of my blemishes because now that I've mentioned it and pointed it out, it's bothering me. Sometimes I put it around my nose because I can get a little redness under there. And then I'm going to use it as kind of a highlighter around my nose to balance out my bronzing, contouring. And I'll blend this all out really evenly afterwards too. Okay. That thing in my eye just won't go away. Okay. As I used in my last video, I like the MAC Prep and Prime. Again, mine's in Radiant Rose. And so I'm going to do that now. And I'm just going to put it right at the tops of my cheekbones, on the outer edges of my eye, a little bit down my nose, right up on my forehead. And you can put a little bit on your Cupid's bow too if you want to. It won't hurt anybody. I'm going to blend that in myself with my finger as well as my nose because those are smaller areas. And then I'm going to take my Sephora 56 brush again, and I'm just going to lightly pat the highlighter under my eye and across the top of my cheekbone. Same thing on this side. It gives it a nice just glow. It literally just makes the light bounce off any area that you want to highlight, any areas where the sun would normally hit your skin. So that alone just makes you look really fresh and awake and healthy. And now I'm going to take my blush. My favorite, and it has been for a long time, is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Blissful. And that's kind of what the color looks like. And then I just apply my blush with just a standard blush brush. This is an old Lancome brush that I got a few years ago, and it works. So I just dab it in. And I do like to smile a little bit because I want to make sure I get the outer apples of my cheeks with my brush. And just go in light circular motions. You always want to just kind of go sort of diagonally up into the temple. I am going to do my brows. I have two very specific products that I always use on my brows and nothing else works for me. So I'm pretty passionate about them. The Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. You see that here. This stuff is amazing. It's just the best stuff in the entire world. I use medium brown. So the first thing I do is I take and I brush out the brows. And you shouldn't spend too much time on your eyebrows because I feel like if you spend too much time on them, you end up overdoing them, and you don't want to, you don't want to try to draw on your brows. You don't want to make something that's not there. You want to work with what you have. So what I do, let me see if I can do it so you can see it here. So I start by just drawing like short little lines and kind of tracing the outer edge of my brow just to define them. And I sort of bring that tail down a little bit more than it is because sometimes my brows feel a little short to me. And I'm going to go on the top. And it's really important to get, at least I think you should get the closest shade to your eyebrows as possible so that you can make it look as natural as possible. And then I just fill in areas that might be a little like scarce on hairs because of whatever reason. So that's the first one. So that one's done. It's not done, but it's filled in. And then I'll show you how to brush them out in a minute or how I do it. And then I'm going to do this one. So you just draw a line across the top just to outline them a little bit, and then the bottom. Now my left brow, this one is a little trickier for me because I'm not always pleased with it. This is my brow that does not cooperate. So I like to extend the top line out a little bit and create more of a peak for this brow. See how I did that? Because that way it kind of matches the other one better. This one has such a nice shape to it, and this one kind of goes, like it's not very long. So I just do that to kind of match them up and make this one look a little bit more like this one. So now after you do that, hold on, I gotta just fill in here too. And the reason why I like this brow wiz pencil is because you can do these tiny little strokes and it makes it look so much more natural than a lot of the other products out there. And it stays all day too. Okay, so now I'm going to take that brush side again, and then you just go over your brows lightly. Try to stay right in where your hair is though, because you don't want to smudge any of the color up. That would look funny. And you're just softening the pencil that you just put in there. So all you really want to do is just enhance your natural shape and color. And I think this is a huge step in any makeup routine, in my opinion, just because, I don't know, your brows frame your eyes, and it just makes such a difference when your brows look good, because they can make your eyes just stand out so much more. So that's all I do with mine. So I know a lot of people out there do a lot more or a lot less, and that's just what works for me. So find what works for you. I do apply a brow gel afterwards. I used to use, and sometimes I still do, just like this Maybelline, it is Maybelline, right? Yeah, Maybelline Great Lash, this clear mascara, just to kind of keep them in place, and I feel like it keeps the color there longer. But I watched a tutorial recently that involved the Anastasia, their gel, the colored gel, and the tinted brow gel, and I got mine in espresso, so I decided to try it out, and I do really like it. It is much more expensive than the Maybelline, but it does add a little bit more color to the top of your brows, like after you've put your pencil on. You just want to lightly stroke your hair, and the only downside about this is, like what I just did, it made a little oopsie there. Sometimes you can make a mess with it because it's tinted, but it's all right. Again, it's just makeup. I've said it before, I'll say it again. So just take a little Q-tip and wipe it away. It's no big deal. Okay, those are done. One thing that I forgot to put on that I normally do after my under eye concealer is my eyelid primer, and I use the Tarte Clean Slate 360 Creaseless Primer. This stuff is awesome. I've tried a lot of different primers, and a lot of them dry my eyelids out. I don't like it. And this one doesn't dry them out at all. I don't use very much. I literally put like a little dab on each ring finger, and then I just kind of dab it on and smooth it across. You want it like all over your lid and up under your brow bone. I have a couple eyeshadow palettes that I like to use, but today I'm using the It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. This one has a lot of just really pretty shades in it, and I like to keep my eyeshadow pretty simple and natural because I just don't have a lot of time to fuss with makeup in the morning, as a lot of you moms probably don't. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take this Sephora brush. It's just a light, fluffy brush. And the first thing I'm going to grab today for this video is I'm going to go with purple. So I'm going to go with the violet right here. I'm just going to dab that in. And I'm going to start on, let's start with this one so you can see better, under my brow bone. on the outer corner, and I'm just gonna go right under the brow bone, and I'm gonna bring it down all over my lid. Okay. And if you get it down, sometimes mine comes down a little too far, so I just take my finger and kind of wipe it up a little bit. Okay, so you just go back and forth with your brush, and working with a fluffy brush to me is great for eyeshadow because you get softer application that way versus really packed on color. I'm going to take a smaller brush. I'm going to use this one here. This is just a very generic, I don't even know where I got it. It might be from the Estee Lauder counter in like one of their free gift away things. But it's just a really small, again, kind of fluffy brush, but smaller. And I use this for the outer edges of my eye sometimes. So I'm only using a couple colors today, but I'm going to take Java, kind of darker purple there. And I'm just going to pat it on the outer corner. I think you can see the other eye better, so I'll get to that in just a second. Turn my head a little. Pat it on the outer corner, and then I'm just going to go right in that crease, not up on my brow bone, but right in the crease. See what I'm doing? So I'm going to do this side now, which you can probably see better. So just kind of patting it, the patting on or dabbing on, whatever you want to call it. It's going to add more color versus giving you less color but more of a soft look. So I'm going to do it in kind of in a triangle on the outer corner of the eye, and then again right in the crease. Don't bring it up on your brow bone though, because this color or a color this dark shouldn't go that far up. Okay, so now I'm going to take that original fluffy brush that we used, that Sephora 27 brush, and I'm going to take just this Sheer Joy, just a little bit, and I'm going to use it to blend out all of the color that I put on. Again, just because I like my shadow to look fairly natural. So you just take it and you lightly blend it. Don't bring it too far up because we have some, darker purples on there. And you don't want it too far up on your brow bone. But this will help just to soften everything out. Okay. And then for underneath the eyes, I'm going to take this Sephora Pro Smoky Liner number 24 brush. I like this brush for under eyes a lot. And I'm going to take the dark color. I'm going to take Java. And I'm just going to start at the outer corner and work my way in. And I kind of like doing, I guess you can sort of call this a smoky eye version. I don't really like a real smoky eye unless I'm like going out or something. But because this is a darker purple, it does look a little smoky, but I don't really care for a lot of eyeliner for everyday makeup, so that's kind of why I don't really mind this look, and I just feel like even though this is a dark color, you can blend it out and make it look really soft, so it just brightens up your eyes instead of actually smoking them out and darkening them, if that makes any sense to you. So I just kind of like how it creates a nice shadow under the eye and kind of brings everything together, the color from the top and the bottom, and it creates a nice frame for your eyes. And then I'm going to take, I have this other fluffy brush that I use, I don't know the name of it, but again, it's just another fluffy brush, but I use this one for my lighter colors usually. So I'm going to take this Transforming Pearl color, just dab it in a little bit, and then I'm just going to put it kind of on the center and towards the inner part of my eye. And see what that does? Just kind of brightens it up a little bit. If you have some darker color on your lid, don't put a ton on, you just want a little bit, just to brighten it up. Because like I said, I don't really want to go for like smoky, but, and then you can take a little bit more and put it right under your brow bone, or right on your brow bone, I should say, right under your brow, just to highlight and add more depth. And then sometimes put a little bit on the inside and right under that bottom inner corner, just to brighten up the eyes. If you're tired or had a long night or day, it can really help to just brighten everything up. And then it concentrates all of the color to the outer portion of the eye. Okay, so I don't do a lot of eyeliner usually, but what I do like to do sometimes is put a little bit of brown liner on the waterline of the top portion of my eye. So I really like this this L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner. It's like a chunky eyeliner stick. And what I do, and this is gonna look really funny, but I start at the outer portion and I just try not to look at it and close my eye a little and then just drag it across. And sometimes I get a little bit up on the lid, but you know what, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And if you want more of a dramatic look, you can put a little bit on the outer corner of the eye, again, just to define that outer corner and make your eyes look a little bit bigger and longer. But I don't like going all the way across because I just feel like it's too dramatic for me for everyday makeup, so I choose not to. And then my mascara I'm going to use today is the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill. And I just start at the base of my lashes and I kind of give it a wiggle and slowly bring it up. My eyelashes are long and somewhat unruly, so I do end up getting a little bit on my lids sometimes. But I always find that if you just keep a couple Q-tips handy, you can clean it up pretty easily. It's no big deal. And then on the end, what I do for these, and I'll show you on my other eye so you can see better because it's facing the camera, but I take the end of the wand to the lashes on the outer edge just because I feel like it helps to elongate them more. And again, I like the focus to be on the outer portion of the eye to make them look bigger. So trying to be careful so I don't make a mess of my eyelids. And then the outer corner, like I was saying, these lashes on this side, I like to just take the wand, take the tip of the wand and kind of push them in and then pull them back out again. And it's kind of weird, but I feel like it kind of piles on the mascara a little bit more on those outer lashes to make them longer and thicker. And I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do lower lashes. Just a little wiggle. I don't want to do a ton on my low lashes because those are long too, and I don't want to look like like those Raggedy Ann dolls. That's not cute. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now I'm a little dewy looking right now, so what I can do with that, I take a really big fluffy brush. This is the MAC 150 brush and that NARS product again, the translucent crystal setting powder. And I can just swirl it around in there. And after I'm done with everything, just dust it over. It is kind of the way the light is coming from my window too. Because in the mirror I don't look quite so dewy, but like I said, in the winter time, I kind of like that look anyway. And then lips are dry. My everyday go-to is chapstick or Burt's Bees. And I also like the EOS, those little, I don't have one in front of me, but you know, those little lip gloss balls. I love those. But I'm also into applying a little color when needed. I feel like if you don't apply a lot to your eyes, adding a good color can kind of help just brighten up your face. So I'll put a little bit of my Aqua Rouge, the Makeup Forever. This color, this is Rosewood. Yeah, this is the Rosewood color. I mentioned this on one of my blog posts as well. But it's a really good color because it has kind of a pink tint to it, but it's not super bold, so that if you do have eye makeup on, you don't look really overdone. And then it has the gloss side too that you can use to go over your color, just to hydrate it and add a little bit of shine. So that's about it. That's a pretty good everyday look that I go to. It's pretty quick and easy, and it looks pretty natural, but definitely makes the features that you want to stand out. So hopefully you found that helpful and got some good ideas. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Bye.